2, 1, and we're live.
Oh, hi, kids.
Oh, hi.
Didn't
oh,
see
hi,
you
Mark.
there.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. What are you doing there? Hello. My name is Shut Up Kristen.
And I'm sick.
Great. Perfect. And together we make Sick and Shut Up Kristen. Sick Kristen.
Sick and Kristen. Sick and Kristen.
See you next time. Later, kids. Get your flu shots. I've killed Tom.
Every time.
I've
Without
killed
fail.
Tom. It's happened.
We'll make a compilation video of how many times Kristen's killed Tom.
How many times? It's, people have goals. That's all.
That's her lot in
I didn't
life.
realize that was a thing.
Oh, my
Welcome back to
heavens.
Catt and Kristen, where we talk about cosplay, the community, etc., superheroes, fangirling,
anime,
tea, various forms of pizza. We gotta get pizza again soon.
We do have to get pizza
Next
soon. That was
week we
such a
should get.
great idea.
Next week we should get pizza. Let's do that.
So,
Hello.
greetings.
Yeah.
I think we have the best intros.
I'm about that.
Because we have
Okay.
so much fun doing it.
Because so many people are like, "Hello and welcome back to the Cat Show." And this time on the Cat Show, we want to thank our sponsors, cats. Like we're real.
Can we get sponsors
We're
from
real.
Purina next?
Listen, I'm for it.
Me too.
That's
and
it.
Fresh Step. Why not Fresh Step?
Listen,
Live a little.
I would love if we got some sort of cleaning supply to sponsor us, because we could be like, clean up your act, stop being trash. That's it. Done.
Speaking of trash.
Hey, segue. Segue. That's what we say to my mom when she changes the subject. We go, "You're hopping on a Segway, Mom. You're hopping on a Segway." So we sometimes will just go,
I would love nothing more than to ride a Segway or two.
that's it.
Speaking of trash, what we're going to be talking about today is safety at conventions and also weapons policies.
Yes.
How to not get your shit thrown out.
Because we haven't all been to New York Comic Con, but those of us who have been to New York Comic Con have all experienced watching those huge garbage
New York
cans
Comic-Con,
full of
anime.
beautiful weapons.
Just so
Yes.
many conventions started doing this. And one of the things that some conventions do is they'll put little tags
on
little,
it, weapons
wire ties on them, because they've gone through weapons check.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, at some conventions, there's this one gentleman who dresses, I think he calls himself Con Safety Man.
Okay.
Where he is, or prop master. Something to that effect. Anyway, he is covered from head to toe in wire ties.
Yeah. That's perfect.
That's a real thing.
That's
that
a reflection.
exists.
That's a reflection.
Yes, it is.
If you're bringing a weapon to a con, don't bring a real weapon. Don't bring a real weapon.
Do not bring a wheel weapon.
A real weapon. Real weapons. We won't write them.
Don't do them.
Okay.
Wascally weapon.
I'm so sorry. I had 8 shots before we came here. So that I didn't.
Where were mine?
That's it. I'm so sorry. I was so thirsty.
I've been there.
The thirst is real. But I lost my train of thought. We were talking about
real weapons.
Real weapons.
Real
Don't bring them.
weapons.
Number 1. 2. If you're going to bring in a weapon to a con, make sure to check their policies if they have them listed.
Always
check the policies.
Always check the weapons policies. As a matter of fact, most conventions should, if they don't, they should get on that. Mm-hmm. They should list they should list their weapons policies and what is prohibited and what is unprohibited.
Right.
I'm a bit of a bad kitty.
Yes, Miss Whip.
Because I will.
That whip dough. You want to talk about where you hide that whip?
So, we'll get the bad stuff out of the way first. When it comes to me,
Number 1, don't be Tom.
I mean, you can try. I don't know how successful you'll be, but it's worth a shot. One of the things that I always do with my weapon, because number 1, I know how to use a whip. I have practiced using a whip. I know how to be deadly with one. I know how to be safe with one. I practice safe sex. I practice safe whipping, all that fun stuff. Having said all of that, what I generally do if I want to get a weapon past security, I hide it in my underwear.
Yep.
I will hide my weaponry as best hide my whip in my underwear. Wow, that's a euphemism that just went right over my head until 2 seconds ago.
That went over your head? That's why I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the punchline.
Wow, Tom.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, then. Hi. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Catt and Kristen.
But yes, one of the things that you can theoretically do is make it so that you can get your weapon in without anybody noticing. Having said that, you're not me, so don't try doing that, because if you get caught, you will get pissed off.
I was about to say, we're not encouraging.
We're not encouraging this.
We're not encouraging hiding weapons and bringing them in. Fake weapons. Again, everything we're saying here, fake weapons.
Exactly.
Prop weapons. Because, obviously, one, there's a good chance if security catches you, you could get kicked out of the con. That's the most severe thing they could do. 2, they could throw out your prop. 3, they can make you put the props elsewhere, like the garbage cans at New York Comic-Con. There are a lot of things.
One of my girlfriends, as a matter of fact, she cosplayed as Catwoman as well, and she had one of those fakey whips.
Yep.
Like the store-bought ones, and they confiscated it, and she was pretty devastated. And I'm like, if they go anywhere near me and mine, I will raise all sorts of hell. Yeah. But that's something that most security guards have to contest with. Yeah. They have to deal with confiscating the props.
And to be fair, it is their job.
It is their job to do.
What they have been hired to do is to make sure that everybody's safe. And to be honest, a real whip is one of those things where, like, that isn't necessarily up to the code of which they're putting on there. So read the things, make sure that your props are made out of what they're supposed to be made out of. If some conventions will literally say if it's not made out of styrofoam, all of the pretty much the foams.
Fun stuff. The foams are covered. Like for instance, Harley Quinn's bat.
Yeah. Yes.
That got okay.
Yep.
When it comes to weapons on the whole, realize that you're bringing something that can potentially hurt somebody.
Yeah. And that's what they're trying to prevent.
That's what they're trying to prevent.
Yeah.
So if you're bringing real bats, sledgehammers, sharp batarangs, now mind you, the big problem that a lot of people have is you can't bring your weapons in, but you can buy weapons at the con.
I know, at the con.
So there's sort
of... That's Zelda sword right there, bought at the con.
But it's foam.
That's foam, but they still have stocked people.
They also sell real ones.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they do sell real metal ones.
Yep.
And it's important to be incredibly mindful of. We say that constantly. Be mindful when you're in these types of situations.
Yep, definitely.
Do not bring airsoft guns.
No.
Do not bring. If you're bringing a fake gun, more often than not, they will be okay with the orange tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Just that tip.
Just that tip, and just understand that. If your weapon that you're bringing in can seriously do harm to another person, they're going to say, sorry, not gonna happen.
Yeah, totally.
And I've been noticing in the comments that, Allie, as a matter of fact, but sometimes they go overboard with checking weapons. One time they had to check my plushie knife.
Yeah.
It didn't even look real. It had fluff coming out of it, and yet they... Well, I mean, in their defense, there could theoretically have been something inside of there,
but I totally, to be fair, I've also experienced a lot of people where security have been volunteers for the convention, and people have completely abused those privileges. I've literally watched people break my friends' props, weapon checking them. Literally have watched that. It happened with a group of my friends at... was it? No, it wasn't ConnectiCon. It was another anime con. Another anime con, AAC in Rhode Island, I think. But I've literally seen people, definitely 100% volunteers or whatnot, go completely overboard, and that is totally fair. And if that happens to you, you also are in total mode to report that person to somebody as well, which is what we did at another anime con. Because this guy literally, he almost broke my prop. He almost broke a guitar prop that my friend had, a custom guitar that she had made. It's crazy.
They do get carried away. They do get carried away.
Definitely.
But also think about where they're at socially, where they're at politically. I mean, I know that that's a very silly thing to suggest, but think about the high alerts that we've had.
Totally. Just like, I totally understand why New York Comic Con doesn't let airsoft guns or anything in, or the fake guns, not airsoft, obviously, but I totally understand why New York Comic Con is concerned about letting even anything that looks like a gun inside there, because we're in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the city, and that's a high target place. And it's also one of the biggest cons. So I understand. You have to also understand why they might have some of the rules in place. And if they have those rules up ahead of time, then it's your job to make sure that you're up to code, to be honest.
And unfortunately, there are instances when people, even with foam weapons, will get them confiscated.
Yes.
Last year at New York Comic Con, they were a little lenient.
They definitely were more lenient than usual.
They did use metal detectors.
I was about to say, and it was definitely because of the metal detectors.
They used X-ray machines. They used all that fun stuff, which, it helps.
No, it really helped.
It really genuinely helps.
I felt all that's New York Comic Con too was so close after the Ariana Grande concert thing, and
God.
So many other just these high profile horrible events that have happened. So you also have to. We're also in a time now where people in costume make people nervous. So people with potentially what look fake but could be real weapons it's a real concern for people.
It's a risk.
It's a risk,
and the convention does not want to be held liable for another person's.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the term stupidity, but another person's ignorance. We'll say.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, that's what I have to say on weapons. Another great example. You know what? I don't want to mention it, but I'm going to anyway because fuck it all.
Here we are.
One of my darling friends was a part of a.
Is this the LRR story?
This is the Long Island Railroad.
I was going to mention the same thing. Yeah.
Now, mind you, I love this gentleman to pieces.
Yeah.
He is one of my favorite people. He is a gifted cosplayer. He is a wonderful human being.
Right.
He unfortunately had his prop on the Long Island Railroad, and it got him in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
And it sparked this humongous debate about bringing props onto public transit or bringing what have you. You take
unfortunately, it was
you
a
take
prop
a
gun.
risk. You take the risk.
You bring up anything on a public transportation that looks like it could hurt people. People are going to freak out around you. They don't know that necessarily that they don't know what's going on. They don't know that you are harmless. For all they know that you're somebody with mental issues. You're somebody that with not mental issues. You know what I mean? Somebody that isn't at the moment mentally stable or whatnot. You don't know if somebody has
the bottom
weapons.
Line is people will always assume the worst.
Yeah, definitely, especially now.
And that's the sad reality. I mean, I wouldn't say sad reality, but that's the reality.
Yeah, exactly. People are on their toes now. It's just
people are always on edge.
Yeah.
So it's important to be mindful of these types of situations.
Definitely.
And to those that go to conventions and make these gorgeous props and get in with those gorgeous props, we commend you.
Yeah,
please
absolutely.
keep it on. Make those props.
It's such a double-edged sword. Sometimes literally.
No pun intended.
Sometimes literally. Because props are so cool and people can make such amazing stuff. But you really have to judge, is this the con that's going to allow it? Is this a con where that's going to be a problem? And if a con does not have a weapons policy, then that's a whole other situation, and where I would email the convention, ask what's allowed.
Never. Yeah. That's another thing that's important to remember. Never be afraid to email a convention because they will have answers for you. You might not get them within a reasonable amount of time, but they will be ready to answer the questions as they come.
For all you know, you could be making them aware of something that they hadn't thought about, and they could put up the weapons policy after you email them. You know, it might not be the first thing on every convention's mind, which is why con safety is super important.
Segue.
Yes. Which is why cons have to be more conscientious about con safety. The more you know.
Cons have to be more conscientious.
Conscientious cons. Bye now.
Compensation.
Happy trees. Happy trees.
And we're on to our next subject.
Yes! You don't have anything else to say about weapons, correct?
No, I think we've covered the bases.
Yeah.
We've covered the bases. Just be
mindful.
In conclusion, be mindful.
That's it.
Know what you're bringing. Know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away.
That's our song and dance.
Yeah.
Great.
Anyway, con safety.
Yes.
This is very important.
Yeah.
Because the last time we spoke about this was about harassment.
Yes.
This is specifically all encompassing.
Yeah.
Like if a fight breaks out, if someone decides to get a little too touchy-feely, if someone decides to get rough and tumble.
If someone's intoxicated. If you see somebody intoxicated and they're like stumbling away. If you know of people that are on like hard drugs and could be misusing, all this other stuff. Con safety, super important. Also, sorry if you can hear Max the dog, who is currently barking because I'm sure my mother is home.
Max the dog is going berserk.
Max the dog is just, he's barking. He's barking.
Con safety.
Yeah.
Number one important rule.
Yeah.
Strength in
numbers. Yes.
Strength in numbers is incredibly important.
100%.
I mean, I unfortunately have a handicap because I'm a skyscraper and people are automatically intimidated by me.
Fair.
Which is understandable, but there are people out there that will try and take advantage of a smaller, more docile-looking individual.
I know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Don't fuck with me. Hi.
I know Kung Fu.
Hi. I will put you in an armbar. Don't test me. But truly, people will, you don't know, we keep on talking about this. The con community is growing. The con community is growing, which is both a wonderful thing and a scary thing. Yeah, a bad and scary thing. Because we no longer have we no longer are this small community where we know that all of our values are the same. That's just not the case anymore. The more people that join, the more variety of people we're going to get, which again, good thing and bad thing. So some people might be going to cons for the wrong reason. You don't know. Regardless, it's super important to stick with your group. Stick together. Stick to your ticket, as they would say in Harry Potter. Stick to your ticket. Get on to platform 9 3/4, but get on with the Weasleys, okay? Get on with the Weasleys. So stick together. Find your friends. Be also just being in a crowd of. If you ever feel uncomfortable at a con, and let's say you're by yourself, you feel uncomfortable. Somebody's making you uncomfortable. Walk towards a crowd. Walk towards security.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if a person is in a crowded area. Mm-hmm. And they aren't used to crowds.
Yeah.
And they succumb to an anxiety attack.
Oh, yeah.
Go to a safe space.
Yes, yeah.
Call your friends.
Yep.
Call someone that can come and help you. If you're close to a friend of yours, grab them and say, "Can we please go someplace quiet?"
Totally.
Or can we please go over there where there's not a bunch of people?
Put yourself first at a con. Don't like where you're in an environment with a lot of people. You gotta be worried about yourself. If you're with friends, also be worried about them. Stay together. All of that sort of stuff. And if you are by yourself, that's a great example because I've been by myself before, and even I, in like the large, like the tuna can that can sometimes be convention floors, have been like, this is a lot. I need to step to the side. This is a lot.
It is definitely anxiety inducing. So you need to be your own advocate when you're at these conventions, because as more and more people enter them and as more and more people are surrounding you, the more and more intimidating and overwhelming it can be.
Definitely.
So again, you need to be mindful.
Be mindful.
MINDFUL. We'll make a song about it.
Exactly. Song pending. Patent pending.
But that is one of the most important things when it comes to con safety is strength in numbers, and knowing who you are as a person is vital.
Definitely.
Vital.
Yep.
Without a doubt. If you think you can handle those crowds, bully for you.
Yeah.
If you think you can handle all that fun stuff that comes with going to a convention, bully for you.
Yep. Allie says, I'm so bad at putting myself first for anything, and we gotta get better at that. We gotta put yourself first. Don't be afraid at a con to be like, I am not, if you're at a hotel con, I'm not feeling this, I'm feeling a little bit anxious, I'm going to go back up to my room. Go up to your room, you take that power nap, you come back downstairs, refreshed.
Go to your room, you're in time out.
Go to your room, listen to your mother.
Listen to your mother and go to your room.
Listen to your mother. Yeah.
Mother knows best.
Why have you not done Mother?
It's on the to-do list. Effie Trinket, Molly Weasley, Mother Gothel. Those are going to be the 3 made this year.
I am overwhelmed with emotion. Oh my god.
But yeah, that is where you should.
People are sending us things in response. Somebody's angry. I don't know who's angry. Explain why you're angry in the comments.
When someone sends an angry emoji, I wonder what did we do?
What did we do?
What? Maybe it could be the fact that they were just angry that I haven't cosplayed as these characters.
Me too. Hit that anger button. No, I'm kidding. Don't hit that anger button. I don't know what that does to our stats. I don't know Facebook stats. We'll find out. Who knows?
One of the most important things that I learned going to conventions is that you need to be your own advocate. You need to, and a wonderful quote that I swear and live by is, I've never been able to love somebody like I've loved myself. Mm-hmm. You need to love yourself. You need to know yourself.
Yeah, totally.
See, this isn't just about con safety. This is also psychoanalysis
half the things we talk about are also not just in conventions.
Absolutely.
In your everyday life, you put yourself first. Don't let anybody tell you that is selfish and that is whatever. No. You got to get yourself through this life, so you got to make sure that you love yourself first and get yourself through stuff first.
If anybody ever says, why do you go to conventions? The number one answer is going to be, it's because I'm around people that understand me.
Yes, totally.
And going to a convention is one of those things that a lot of people just sort of gravitate towards because you're around other people that are just like you.
Exactly.
Isn't that wonderful?
'Tis.
I think that's it.
I think
that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
That's one of the reasons why we still go to conventions at all, is because
completely. If it were not for the atmosphere at cons, that would be. I can't imagine how I would factor that out. You know, would I still be going to cons? I really don't know. I love costume making, don't get me wrong, but like seeing my friends and being in that environment is the most intoxicating part of cosplay.
It's very euphoric.
Yeah.
Speaking of euphoria, Kat brought up a very interesting point.
I was about to say this,
If invited to a party, make your own drinks.
Okay, number one, let's take out the scary stuff from it first. Number one, you'll know how much alcohol is in it. You'll know exactly, your own limits, so you'll be able to control that. So taking out first the scary situation of it, it's just so that you'll be able to bring yourself to a place where you're comfortable and happy. Second, the scary option, people can sneak things in your drinks. We are all aware of sexual harassment. We don't need to get deeply into it, but obviously people putting stuff in your drinks, that is a huge thing in possibly being taken advantage of. Make your own drinks. Keep a little thing on your phone of how much you've drank. Just make a little tally marks. People will think you're just doing Doctor Who cosplay. You'll be fine.
Get a see-through flask. You'll be able to pinpoint how much you drank.
Exactly. Drink it through an IV. It has the measurements on there. Right through an IV. That's how I take my coffee, through an IV.
Oh, girl, I'm right there with you.
Through an IV.
But these are things that you always need to take into consideration when going to a convention.
Yes.
Be it a convention at a hotel, be it at a convention center, a library, a bar.
Especially now, like, for instance, like, this is a big thing, especially with KatsuCon coming up, because that's a hotel con people party. But even at, like, New York Comic Con this year, they had a bar, and you're walking around with an open drink. You gotta be just mindful. Be mindful of that.
Here's what you do. You listen to me when it comes to this. You want to get shit-faced really quickly, and then you want to sober up really quickly? You down that son of a bitch as fast as you can.
You listen to Mama.
I know. You want to know why I know this? Because I've done it.
Because you've done it.
Because I've been there.
I talked about this last time. Did I drink my sangria a little too quick in New York Comic Con? Absolutely. 100%.
But sometimes
but it also was a mechanism. There was
a method behind our madness.
There was.
There was a method behind our madness.
And I knew I was still being safe. I was safe. I was preventing safety. And it tasted good, okay? It was good sangria.
She did love her sangria.
You didn't even see me that day. I was happy. It was a great time.
One of my darling friends, he goes by Mr. Unknown on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes. Yeah.
My friend Joker cosplayer, he bought me 2 drinks. No sooner they were in my hand, they were gone.
Gone, yeah.
Now, mind you, I am not an alcoholic.
No.
We are not alcoholics. We just enjoy a little booze.
And we're not promoting alcohol
and we're
abuse.
not promoting alcoholism, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, what have you.
No. We are both of age.
We are both mature adults. We know what we're doing most of the time.
Some of the time. A little bit of the time. A sprinkling of the time.
Do we understand it? Not in the slightest.
I use the word adulting from time to time. Does that make me an adult?
No. Not at all. But these are the things that sometimes happen. And, I appreciate that we can laugh about this because it can be a very humorous situation, being drunk off your ass walking around a convention. But again, know who you're with.
Safety, know who you're with. No, if you are, okay, so let's say you're at a con and you drank and you realize you have that moment that we have all had in different situations where you are like, I have drank a little bit too much. Where this has happened, I've done the thing, it has kicked in either more than it usually does, or I drank more than I thought I did, whatever. There is nothing wrong with sitting your ass down and relaxing for a little bit, safely, sobering up a little bit, contacting your friends and letting them know what's up.
One thing that I want to, speaking of drinking and whatnot, hydrate yourself.
Oh, hydration is so key to con safety.
Hydrate yourself, nourish yourself.
Yeah.
Food and drink are important.
And that's not just when you're drinking. That's just in general.
That's in general, because when...
Yeah. Sorry, Black Milk is sending me pop-ups.
We, unfortunately, when we go to these conventions, be it at a hotel or what have you, we just don't eat.
We forget. It's exciting. It's exciting.
We're running on adrenaline. It's using whatever fat we have lying around in our stomach as it is.
Done. You know what the problem is? This is the real issue. Is that once the time that you get to the convention, so you're at the convention, right? But think about the previous 5 days before the convention, where literally all you have drank is coffee, you've slept barely, and you also have not really eaten, but if you have eaten, it's been like potato chips. Like, that's where you're at. That's where I'm at. I'll speak for myself here. That's where I'm at when I get to a con. So I've already convinced my stomach that, like, oh no, food's not a necessity. It's a necessity, and you will get tired and worn out and grumpy.
One of the things that
you could faint.
You can faint. You can pass out.
You could pass out.
You can pass out. Some of those costumes are rather restrictive.
If you are wearing armor and you have not eaten a meal, I'm mad at you. Eat a meal.
Eat before you get into a costume. Eat after you get into it. Just remind yourself or have somebody next to you just say, hey, could you get me a bottle of water or something?
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, then you run the risk of passing out, of fatigue, being dehydrated. It's not a good look.
And a thing that I see a lot too is people that are like worried. They don't want to eat before they get in a costume because they're worried about how they're going to look. They're worried about whatever.
That's unfortunately understood. One of the things that I do.
Completely understood. There are 100% things that you can eat that will not make you bloated, that will not make you whatever. The peanut butter route, amazing. Peanut butter and apples.
I had mentioned peanut butter in our last
peanut butter,
episode.
bananas, eating fruit, that sort of stuff will not make you bloated. It will fill your stomach. And not that I'm shaming anybody that eats anything else, because I'm not by any means. But if that's what you're concerned about, it is so much more important to take care of yourself.
Whenever I'm in my tight-fitting cat suits, I immediately say to myself, let's go get a slice of pizza. Let's go get a cheeseburger.
Why do we keep on bringing up pizza?
Because we need it.
We need it.
We want the pizza.
We want the pizzas.
But again, these are things that you guys, that everyone, not only you guys, but us too, need to just keep in mind.
Completely, totally. And Kat brought up a great point. Set timers to eat and hydrate.
Not a bad idea.
That is not a bad idea.
That is not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. That's and also I need people to remind me to eat. Yeah, if you're looking at somebody, just be like, "You eating yet today?
Do you want
a snack?"
Because if you do it with another person, you will not feel as guilty.
That's true, definitely. Way different than when you're by yourself.
When you're by yourself and you're eating alone, you literally you feel like the worst person in the universe because it's like, I'm an awful human being, but when you're with another person, you share the misery.
It's great. It's great. Listen, I am pro-food. Very pro-food. And just make sure to take care of yourself. And it's one of those things where, like, we say it and it seems like, oh, yeah, totally, I do that. But people have fainted at cons. People lose their energy. They start to become dizzy. They start to become, that's not worth it. That's not worth the
headache.
The headache.
It's not.
No, it's not.
That's the other thing. Like a few symptoms of dehydration are numbness. If you start to feel like your mouth becoming numb or your fingers becoming numb, you need to drink some water because you are on a very dangerous route. Yeah. That also means that your blood sugar is low.
Definitely.
It's not a good scene. Usually, protein bars, power bars. I'm trying to think of what else.
There are a lot of
like picky snacky things
that you can get.
Trail mix.
You can literally, I was about to say too, you can literally buy apples that are pre-sliced in those little packets. Great, perfect. That'll work on your sugar. It's again not going to make you bloat. It's not going to make you feel bad. It's not a food that's going to make you tired or anything like that. It'll re-energize you.
I learned this recently.
What?
If you eat an apple in the morning, it's the same thing as having a cup of coffee.
Yeah, yes, I knew that too. Yeah, absolutely. I love apples. I love that and the peanut butters and the things.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
It's true. B. Walter. He says, I usually eat a healthy breakfast, have snack during the con, and eat a massive dinner. I drink water throughout the day.
As much as I love you, Walter, I'm going to have to righteously disagree because... and here is one of the reasons why. And this has a lot to do with con safety. If you're in a costume that doesn't have many zippers in certain places, and you have a large, healthy breakfast, sir,
Walter's in Superman costumes. Okay, he's like, and that's not the most difficult unzip situation. That's not the most. I'm so sorry, Walter. We've just roasted you.
I understand.
Yes,
there are some people that can have like.
You have to find what works for you.
Yes,
find what works for you. But make sure that what works for you includes eating and hydrating.
Yes,
that's
always make sure that you are. Yeah. At least moderately satiated, both through eating and through drinking.
Yes. And you don't have to chug water. Just take a little sips. Make sure you get in that sippy sip. And that's it. Not just alcohol. Water. Both. For each hand that you have holding alcohol, I want you holding water. All right? And this is coming from the most dehydrated girl you've ever met, all right? The only water that I have is in coffee and tea. But that's it. Walter says it's okay. He forgives us. Also, hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
To those that don't know, we're going to do a shameless promotion right now. Dan and other Dan. So we have D-Stract and Shaggy, as they are more commonly known in the con scene. Have their own show. I think going on in about another.
Can their new show name be Distracted Shaggy? Just saying. Just putting it out there. It just. I'm kidding. The name of your show is already great. I'm just saying.
Shaggy.
Distracted Shaggy. Just saying.
Wow. That was something else. That was otherworldly.
Guys, I'm going to be for hire for freelance work starting next week. So reach out.
But yeah, these con safety goes a very, very, very long way. And surround yourself with good people. Yeah. And you genuinely won't have to worry all that much. Because this has a lot to do with how we grew up and how we went through high school and whatnot. Yeah. When you're not used to doing things in group, because I'm not shaming anybody, but
I never had a big group of friends.
Most people that go to these conventions didn't have a lot of friends going through middle school.
We were the outcasts.
The outcast. Most conventions are made up of a lot of outcasts.
Yes.
And
which is a beautiful, wonderful thing. We've all found one another.
It is.
Yeah.
We have just all found one another.
We have found the senpais. We have found them, and hopefully real pies, because I love pie. I love pie so much.
Me too.
It's so great.
It's wonderful. Boston cream.
Oh my God! How dare you even say those words?
That's what we'll eat next week on the show. We're
gonna have a pizza paella, and then we're gonna have a Boston cream paella. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jack just left a long comment. One method that I've adopted is the wine tasting method, where instead of drinking water or whatever you have to stay hydrated, I would take a sip, then spit it out into the sink so I can still get my mouth to be hydrated, but not have to worry about putting myself in the position of having to get out of a restrictive costume. I don't know how much scientifically that actually works and or is good for your body.
That's very mentally manipulative
I understand,
on the self's part.
I understand where you're getting at, but I'm still going to recommend hydration. I'm going to be honest. A little bit. That's... just always put in that hidden zipper. All right? Put in that hidden zipper in that cosplay.
Pockets! Pockets are incredibly important when making cosplays.
They sell also those wonderful water bottles that are like they are kind of shaped like an IV. I'm not kidding. Where they're like little bags. That can contract. You can 100% sneak that in a little cosplay. Take a little sip, get one of those adorable bendable straws.
That's something that's very important when you are cosplaying. Pockets are kind of essential.
Yeah. Take your comfort and your needs into account.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't just fly into the situation as it comes to you.
Yeah.
Pockets, little tiny purses. As a matter of fact, this past Christmas I got two. One from my darling Kristen, and the other one from my significant other. Anyway, they are wonderful.
Coming for you, Max. Kidding.
They just any type of satchel that you can put some type of food, charger, phone, little thing of water, little thing of alcohol, and just do that.
Yeah.
That is something that is so incredibly important that I think people sometimes take for granted.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when they're walking around, I mean, I've had this happen to me, I think. No, I'm pretty sure the first couple of times I actually cosplayed, I had some type of satchel on me that had all of my accoutrement in it.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly important to have that type of situation.
If your costume does not have pockets, bring some sort of little bag. It's so easy. If you're worried about people taking pictures or people taking whatever, it is so easy to quickly hide a little bag or hand it off to a friend or what have you. I don't think I've ever gone to a convention without a bag or a cosplay that's had pockets. I'm pretty sure.
And if you have, it's most likely at a convention where you know you can go back to your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's usually one of the most important things.
Yeah.
If you're at a convention like at, we'll say New York Comic Con, because that seems to be the one to go to.
Yeah.
It's very complicated to go to a convention, not want to spend the $13, $14 on a tiny little bottle of water that's only going to do this much for you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to go back out to your hotel room.
Yeah.
satiate yourself, and then come back. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people go to these conventions and they stay there.
Yeah, totally.
Until the end.
Yeah.
Because going out and coming back in, not easy.
Yeah, I've never left
especially
New York Comic-Con
with the amount of people that convention produces.
Yeah.
It's rather complicated.
And how difficult it is to get in and out. Like,
it's incredibly difficult to get in and out of that out of that convention.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it's end of day and there aren't that many people leaving as it is.
Yeah, it depends.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. Just you've got to really try and think of all the little possible scenarios. The possible scenarios that could play out, like you get hungry, you get whatever.
This is the one time when being an overthinker is a good thing.
It's a good thing, exactly. Utilize that. Really feel that out. Feel that out. Let your mind wander, but then bring it back.
Bring it back, son, because you will give yourself an anxiety attack. It's not a good scene.
That's another thing. If you're on medications for anxiety, or you might have an attack, sometimes those medications, if you don't eat, can really mess you up. Take all of these things into account. Self-care is far more important than your cosplay. That's just a fact. That's it. A lot of cosplayers ignore it, and we gotta stop that, because that's putting unbelievable pressure on other people.
Yeah, because that's if you're going to a convention and you're on some types of medication, and you either choose not to take your medication or you forget to take your medication, that is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
Self-medication is a very, very, very slippery slope.
Yeah.
And like Catt said, women do this for birth control. People should also do this for their mental health drugs.
Completely. Yeah, definitely.
And I think that was pretty politically correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Those types of things.
Yeah, anything that is for depression, anxiety, anything, all of those sorts of things, super important. More important than your cosplay. Take those things into account.
Absolutely.
This is especially because con environments are high exhilaration, high emotional experiences.
They're very overwhelming.
Yeah. So you don't know what you're gonna feel at the con. You could be such a con vet and go to a con, something rubs you the wrong way, and you have an anxiety attack, or you have a whatever, or you're not feeling yourself that day, and you're going through a bout of depression. You don't know. So
this always makes me. This is about me personally.
Yeah.
But whenever I go to these conventions and whatnot, I can't have anxiety. Because I'm always going from group to group. And I'm constantly distracted.
That's same. I get pretty distracted. Except for you, I know that you do this as well. Like, I always take beats to be by myself, too, and to just wander.
Absolutely, just wander.
And I know that you do that, too. Those are the only moments where sometimes I've had moments of, like, whether it's too crowded or I feel like I can't get out of somewhere, that, like, I've had little seconds of panic. Just little seconds.
That's actually something I would like to. Some of the conventions. I don't know if many con chairs or con like owners and creators are watching the show. I would like for them to come up with safe spaces.
Yes.
I know that there's like VIP sections. I know that there's sections for eating food.
General sections.
There does need to be a certain area where people can just breathe. The floor does not count. No.
Yep. Quiet spaces. Yeah.
I mean, I know that's going to be like pulling teeth, because a lot of people I think a lot of people do need those.
And they're trying to utilize their space, and they don't want to. Each space.
You want to know
what? Yeah.
This is specifically about New York Comic Con, but I think the places that those people think that the quiet area is the tunnel.
I know. Well, that's where it used to be. That's where it used to be before. That's where all the photo shoots started happening.
Yep, the tunnel used to be the quiet area.
It was the quiet area. Yeah.
Blew up.
You know what? It's just unfortunate because, like you said, there are VIP areas and whatnot, but there really shouldn't be a price on people shouldn't be penalized for not being able to afford VIP things, for not being
$1,000 for VIP.
Exactly, and they shouldn't be penalized and not have a space where they can just decompress for a minute. So please, we would love to collaborate with people on how to make cons better. If you run a convention and you have questions and are looking to consult with someone, we would love to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we would love to consult on that, because there have been numerous situations where. And there is still a way where people could profit off of that too. If they were worried about no, we need to make money from this room.
We need to make up our revenue. No, y'all need to line your fucking pockets. That's what you do.
It's so stupid. There are still ways they could still put selling water in the corner or whatever. Just make a space for people.
Years ago, there used to. I mean, again, this is strictly for New York. Not strictly for New York Comic-Con, but this is the convention that the two of us frequent
are very well versed in.
We're very well versed in.
Yeah.
There used to be two. There used to be the tunnel, and then just before the artist's alley, where they now have the bag check. That used to be another quiet area.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So again. More and more people are going to start entering the con scene. More and more people are going to start entering the cosplay scene for good and bad reasons.
Yeah.
And we accept them, and we will love them as much as we possibly can, despite the fact that every time we see them, we want to wring their necks. I'm well adjusted. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tom holds no grudges. Completely fine. This is not his "I'm going to kill you" face. No, this is his happy face.
Mm-hmm. It's like a picture of Dorothy's born like, this is my happy face.
Exactly. Exactly. This is my happy face.
But this is something that we are going to have to adjust to, and this is with any convention, and that's the other thing. More and more people are learning that they can make a little bit of coin off of conventions.
Yes.
So they're going to create content.
Yeah.
And they're going to create these spaces where people can go to and just be nerds.
Yeah.
And I do feel like there needs to be more spaces where people can just be nerds.
Completely. Yeah.
And to those that are entering the convention scene and want to start cosplaying more frequently, be mindful.
Completely.
Know that these are the things that we even have to still deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Every con is different. Every con is going to feel different. You just gotta look over the con, convention rules, situations, see what people have said about the con online, and just, again, be mindful.
And when it comes to harassers, go to security, if anything.
Listen, utilize security. If cons need to be better with security. That's a whole other thing with con safety.
Oh, yeah.
Cons could use so much more security than they have now. But 2, if someone is bothering you, if you are being made to feel uncomfortable, go to security. That is what they are there for. You are not a bad person for reporting that person to security. If they feel like what you're saying is unjustified, they're going to take it from there. But almost certainly what you're saying is going to be justified, and they will take it from there. So, people are so afraid to shake it up, and we sometimes need to shake it up.
One of the things that we are going to do, because we don't want to constantly have to repeat ourselves. I mean, we will if we have to, and if people want to educate themselves, then we'll reiterate if we need to. One of the things that we're going to do is create an episode list.
Yeah,
just so that people know what episodes we talk about what, and just.
Yeah.
Cosplay 101. These are the videos you need to watch.
And hopefully in the future I'll also edit some of these videos and I'll compile them into some of the important clips on each topic.
Yes.
And that sort of stuff. So stay tuned for that sort of stuff. And again, if there's stuff that you guys want to see us talk about more in depth,
we will continue doing more cosplay tips. And these will be the things that we will be more often than not talking about when it comes to the cosplay tips. Yeah. These will be the words we will use in cosplay tips. I know words. I know how to speak. I'm well versed.
You do. You're so good at it.
I'm so good at the English.
So good at it.
So good at the words.
I'm so proud. But yes, and thank you guys so much for those of you who've been commenting on the cosplay tips and giving us more tips. We're 100% going to use your tips in future tips. So if you have them, tip us off. And etc.
Christy Lynn, what are we talking about? Sorry, very late to the party. And Eric just showed up right after.
Oh, hello. My king. My link. Yeah.
Oh, hell.
Oh, I hate when it...
I hate when it does that. Facebook.
Why we gotta do
act
the
together.
Why you
Get
gotta
your
do that?
act together.
Oh, yeah, and also at KatsuCon, on Friday of KatsuCon, if you are going to be there, we are hosting a panel. Yes, amongst a bunch of other wonderful hosts, including Eric, Brooklyn Link.
Alana Leilani Cosplay. Everybody loves Tony Ray.
Exactly.
And the two of us.
Yeah.
And that will be at 11:30.
11:30.
We will be posting more about that as soon as more information comes to us.
Yes, definitely. But it's going to be about navigating the world of cosplay. So it's going to be about a lot of this sort of
what
stuff.
We're talking about right now.
So if there's stuff also that you guys are really, really interested in that you feel like you don't see enough about,
hesitate
please let us know.
To let us know.
Yeah, please let us know. So I'm so excited for that. That's going to be so...
It's going to be a fun panel.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a really fun panel.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people.
Yes, I hope so.
Lots of people.
I hope so. Yeah, it'll be good.
To those that don't know, our cosplayer of the week this week was Pepper Monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Pepper Connor, Pepper Monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Pepper. The reason she was our cosplayer of the week was because she is an out and proud feminist.
Yeah.
She carries a torch for women's rights, for civil rights, for LGBT rights.
Yes.
She is also incredibly gifted when it comes to cosplay making.
So good.
Follow her.
That armor, though.
Her armor, like
that armor.
Every time I see her post about her armor, I'm just like, this girl is crazy. But her work is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's really stunning. So love.
Yes, much love to my darling Pepper.
That post is already up, so please go and check it out. Share it. Follow her. Text Tom immediately at 555.
At 555 easy.
Easy cat.
Easy.
Easy cat. That's 555.
Oh
easy
my
cat.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
They're coming in.
They're
calling. Now our first caller. Hello.
Hi, you're on Catt Kristen.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Good Lord Almighty.
What if we started doing that?
Oh, my Lord Almighty.
Everything would go.
Everything would go crazy.
Oh, what happened? Let us know, everyone.
But, oh my God, why are people texting me all of a sudden?
Everyone,
I'm so popular.
Everyone. Tom is too popular for us all now.
I'm so popular. I'm just going to throw my phone right over there.
It's going right to his head. Dear Diary, today Tom got so many messages during our live show, and I was like, Tom, why though? Why? Okay.
Like, it's almost like you sort of just don't want me to be me.
I do want you to be you, but just, like, not so much.
Well, I'm sorry.
So much. Everyone's like, I've unfollowed. I'm done.
Just unfollow
That's
everywhere.
That's it. Bye. Unfollow us everywhere at Catt and Kristen on Instagram.
But actually, yes, follow us, please. On Facebook and Instagram at CattKristen.
It's
SUPERCALIS. Oh my God.
It's fun inside. It's a Mickey House. I babysit
we
twins,
babysit.
Everyone. I babysit
good Lord
twins.
Almighty.
I know so many theme songs. It's so wonderful. But yeah, and also shameless plugs for ourselves. If you want to find me, you can find me at Shut Up Kristen, Kristen, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Even though YouTube is dying and it's fine,
yeah,
I can't talk about it.
NBD.
Yeah, NBD. And if you want to see, also we're both posting a lot of Katsucon progress photos right now.
Yes, we are. I've been doing that on my personal page. I am going to start uploading a little bit more to my Instagram, which is the.tom.cat. Cat is always spelled with 2 T's. And also on Facebook at TomCatConMom, and that's where you can find me on social media.
On the social medias.
That's where we're at. Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Ciao meow for now, and Mumbai, Dubai. Bye.